Hey everyone, welcome to a little thoughts and discussion video, this time dealing with the DLC that was announced a while ago for Dark Souls 2. I've wanted to talk about this for a while, so here we are. As we all know, the game came out in March for consoles and late April for PC. This means it's been 4 months since the game came out and we already have DLC in the works. So this time, unlike with the Prepare to Die / Notorious of the Abyss DLC for Dark Souls 1, this is going to be episodic content, a trilogy. I don't have the exact names here, but there's something like the Crown of the Sunken King, Crown of the Ivory King, and Crown of the Old Iron King, in that order, I believe. The first episode of the DLC comes out in about 2 weeks, July 22nd, I think, and 23rd for PC. I don't know why PC gets it later, or I'm not entirely sure which consoles get it, or which platforms get it when, but one of them is like a day later than the rest, so I don't know why that happens, but whatever, at least it's not a month like before. Supposedly, these episodes of DLC will feature new areas, bosses, weapons, armor, items, and magic for people to enjoy and use. I'm really excited for that prospect, and the variety that it'll bring to the game, like PvP and all that kind of stuff. I'm really looking forward to playing through the DLC, perhaps doing a blind run with the same character on my Xbox, or if I can't really afford, DLC for 3 platforms, then, maybe just mocking up my old character on the PS3 and then, maybe doing a co-op one with Justin later on if he's up for it, like once everything's been put out. I'm really excited for what could happen with this DLC. Now, that being said, I do like to complain about absolutely fucking everything, so let me say this. I don't like that it's coming out in episodes. At all. Not one bit. I really hate the fact that they are presenting 3 new blocks of content instead of one big block, a la, Artorias of the Abyss, and I think this is for a few reasons, and I've got them noted down here, so if it does sound like I'm reading from a little script at times for, 1, 2, then, that's why. 1. I can't experience all the new content at once. Now, you can certainly say, but that's not true, you can experience it all in one big lump, just wait until all the parts are out and then go nuts with a blind run. And that's perfectly true for anyone, except it's not for me, and it's not for anyone as hooked into this community as I and many other uploaders are. I like to do games as spoilerless as possible, and it's a fact, like a completely set in stone fact, that I would have this DLC, the items it contains, the bosses, whatever, spoiled for me if I attempted to wait 2 whole months for the entire collection to be out. Because of this, I'm effectively forced to play through it all, piecemeal, each part not quite big enough to satisfy, and you can take that out of context if you want. I don't like that. And it doesn't really seem like it's going to change. I mean, they're advertising it already, it's going to be in 3 parts, it's not going to change. So, 2. Episodic content kind of screams that it's a cash grab. Each episode costs $10 USD, which no doubt would be more in Australia. You can grab a season pass for all 3 episodes for $25, effectively saving you $5. I really can't think of much that episodic content enables From to do for us. It's only been 4 months, and people will be playing for at least another 3 months regularly. So, it's the same amount of production work to produce 3 episodes as it is to create one big piece of content as big as all 3 episodes. But it's smart from a business standpoint. They know that die-hard Souls fans will buy all 3 episodes, or the season pass, and they've got a guaranteed $25 from every one of those people. And then there are the other people, the ones that don't absolutely love Dark Souls 2, but want to see if the first episode of the DLC is worth it. They'll buy one episode, and if they like it, they might buy the others. And then there'll be the last group of people, the ones who'll just buy it because, it's 6 months down the line from when the last episode of the DLC comes out, and they don't feel like they'll have the complete Dark Souls 2 experience without it. And that might be true. It might be a Artorias of the Abyss type situation where I would honestly recommend that people pay the extra $15 for the Artorias of the Abyss DLC, because that DLC has the best bosses in the game in it, like, in my opinion. So, based on this, like, simple business sense, I'm going to predict now that the first episode, the one we'll be seeing in about 2 weeks, is going to be the strongest piece. It's the piece that's likely going to have the most content, the most interesting environments, and probably make the players think, wow, I'm going to definitely buy the others, or at least consider the second one. And the second one, it's gonna have that, like, Lord of the Rings syndrome, where it'll have the least content of the three. It'll probably be the weakest, with 1 or 2 interesting ideas, but not much else. It'll leave the season pass people pining for the last piece, which is hopefully more substantial than the second one. They'll likely have and it'll likely have the same effect on the people who bought it on impulse. They'll go, oh, well, the first piece was really good, I'll buy the second piece, and they bought the second piece, and they go, it's not really that good, but I guess it's kind of like movies, where the second one, if it's a promised trilogy, then you probably want to wait until you've seen the third one before you really comment on it as a whole. By that point, they've already got your money. And the third piece will almost be as good as the first one, I think. I think it'll have a few items or spells that, like, the community will say, you must have these if you want to create a good PvP build or something. It'll have a few weapons or pieces of armor with really high defense or something and really low weight or something. And it'll probably have the best bosses, I think, too. If you want to leave people with a good experience for your DLC, I think having good bosses is a really easy, a really good way to go about it, because pretty much everybody is somewhat interested in the PvE. Not everybody is interested in the PvP. There is a large community who are interested in the PvP, but I think PvE should always come first, and then, PvP comes second, and I really want to see new bosses. And hopefully that'll be enough for those types of people to recommend it to other players who are on the fence about it. And they're going to forget about how underwhelming the second part was. This might be complete bullshit, I might be really wrong about it, but this is just like what I'm thinking, this is what I'm hypothesizing based on what From has given us to look at so far. It's optimized to make money, and I don't really like it, because I don't know. From's gonna do what they're gonna do, and at this point, if you don't like it, I guess you can fuck off until Bloodborne comes, and you can hope that that'll be really, really good. It does look like it's gonna be really, really good, but I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket. Negativity aside, I'm really looking forward to it. Even if I can't experience it all in one bite like the Artorias of the Abyss stuff, I'm still actually looking forward to, getting in, sitting down, playing through it. Even if each bit only lasts me an hour or two, that's okay. I don't like the price for an hour or two each, but I can run through the Artorias of the Abyss stuff in about 45 minutes, so, casually, just walking through the areas, because I know what I don't want, what I need, all that kind of stuff. Now, they're going to be giving, new weapons, spells, bosses, and armors. That excites me a whole lot. But I think, what looks the most promising out of that lot is that we're going to be getting new items, and my personal #1 item, and I believe I put this on Twitter a couple of months ago, is, shit, what did I call it? A Black Eye Orb or Black Sign Soapstone. That, I don't know, Black Eye Orb technically exists in Dark Souls, but we've basically used up all the colored orbs, and that's basically to be just like a returning item that does something different. And that would work off your soul level range rather than soul memory, just like the invasions and duels in Dark Souls. And it would fix so much, I think, of the meta that the organized PvP community is struggling to deal with at the moment. You wouldn't have to give us an arena, although that would be nice, but you wouldn't have to do that. And it would extend the longevity of the game a heap by stopping, like those level 838 Havel buttheads invading people's games, or fighting against you in the arena or whatever, because you could pick up people who really want to do organized PvP by their Black Sign Soapstones, or you could invade people or be invaded by people who want a fair fight. Now, I think a better step forward than that would probably be just like a complete removal of the soul memory system in New Game Plus and beyond. But I'm kind of thinking baby steps here, because From doesn't exactly seem to want to discard soul memory. I mean, after all, they did base an entire game off of it, so they must have seen some hope in it to begin with, and I don't think they just throw it out the window like that. Now, I'm gonna think here. With the 3 episodes, I'm also foreseeing like 4 patches in total. One that they'll implement like in 2 weeks to make the base game compatible with the stuff from the first episode of the DLC, and like hopefully maybe have some other patches included, because it costs money for video game companies to put out patches for their games. It costs a lot of money. So the fact that they're going to be releasing this content anyway kind of gives them like 3 windows to put out patches that they want to do for the game, and I think that those will, like the final one that we see, will probably be the last patch we get for a little while, because, putting out this type of stuff, the DLC, costs money. So I'm hoping that, like each episode will kind of come with a patch that balances the stuff from the DLC before it, and then we'll get like another patch in about November or something that'll patch the 3rd episode stuff, make sure it's all, semi-balanced at least, like with the twin blades and stuff, how they made those have more durability because they were absolute, complete and utter dog shit. Yeah, so I'm hoping that they take that route. I'm not saying that they will, I'm hoping that they will. So, at this point, I feel like I'm ranting a little bit, but if I ask myself how I feel about the DLC, I'd have to say that I'm definitely positive. Like, I am looking forward to everything that it could bring. The only thing that I don't really like about this arrangement is how they've presented it. 3 pieces instead of 1, and like all the marketing silliness that kind of comes with that. It's really just a cash grab, but whatever, I'm gonna buy it anyway, and they know that, and that's why they're doing the cash grab. Also, I really must tack a thank you onto this video. Saki, thank you very, very much for the Season Pass gift on Steam recently. I did already thank you over Twitter, but it's kind of thanks to you that I only have to buy this content once for the PS3 and not for the PC as well. It really means a lot that you did that for me completely out of the blue, so thank you very, very much for that, dude. Anyway, thanks everyone for listening. Please, if you have any thoughts on the DLC or my opinions in this video, positive or negative, then please put it in the comments below. The bar set by Artoris of the Abyss is extremely high. I hope the content coming our way is worth it, honestly. And I'll see you next time.